In the world of mysteries, we often hear about people who vanish without a trace. But what if someone disappeared and then returned from the dead 45 years later? This is not a story from a movie. This is the real haunting case of Sajid Dungar, the man India believed had died in a plane crash, but who walked back into life nearly half a century later. The year was 1976. Indian Airlines Flight 171 took off, carrying 95 souls on board. Moments later, disaster struck. The plane crashed, leaving behind nothing but wreckage and sorrow. Among the passengers listed was a young man named Sajid Dungar. His name appeared in newspapers, in official reports, and on the wall of the dead. His family wept. His home turned into a shrine of memories. And just like that, his story ended. Or at least that's what everyone believed. But fate had written something else. Sajid never boarded that flight. No one knows exactly why. Some say he got delayed on the way to the airport. Others say he missed the flight by mere minutes. Whatever the reason, that tiny twist of time saved his life and changed it forever. When the crash happened and the passenger list came out, Sajid's name was there. The police confirmed it. The newspapers printed it, and his death certificate was issued. He had been officially declared dead, while he was very much alive. You'd think he would rush home to tell his family the truth, but he didn't. Instead, he disappeared for real. Why? That's the part that turns this tragedy into a psychological mystery. People who later met Sajid said he lived in guilt, ashamed that his name was among the dead, while 95 others truly lost their lives. He believed that if he went home, no one would understand. Maybe they'd think he was a ghost. Maybe they'd ask why he stayed silent. So he vanished into years of poverty, wandering across towns, living quietly under different roofs, doing small jobs, always afraid to be recognized. As decades passed, his story faded from memory. His family eventually accepted the loss. Legally, he no longer existed. Property matters were closed. The court files were archived. For the world, Sajid Dungar was gone. Forever. Then, something unbelievable happened. A local pastor, who worked with homeless and destitute people, met an old man who spoke very little, but often mumbled names, one of which was Dungar. The pastor grew curious. He tried to talk to him, to learn more. Bit by bit, the pieces came together, and the pastor realized he was speaking to a man who had been presumed dead for 45 years. The police were called to verify the claim. At first, they thought it was a joke. The officer in charge reportedly said, "We've seen missing people return after months, even years. But 45 years? Impossible." But fingerprint checks and old family photos told a different story. This really was Sajid Dungar. When the news reached his hometown, disbelief turned into a storm. People gathered outside his family home, talking in whispers. Is he really alive? How can someone return after being dead so long? Some called it a miracle. Some said it was God's plan. Others, especially the curious ones, called it a mystery beyond logic. When Sajid finally stepped into his old street, people froze. His family, gray-haired, older, yet instantly recognizing him, ran to embrace him. Tears, confusion, shock, all mixed together. It was as if time itself had paused and reversed for one small moment. The local court later reviewed the case, reopening the old file from 1976. Legally, Sajid was a man who had to be brought back to life on paper. The magistrate reportedly remarked, "This may be the first case in our district where a death certificate needs to be canceled after 45 years. Police closed the file with a single line. Person found alive. No foul play suspected." But even after all that, one question still lingers. Why did Sajid wait so long? Why endure a lifetime of loneliness when home was waiting? We may never know. Perhaps guilt chained him. Perhaps shame silenced him. Or perhaps he believed it was too late to return. Today, Sajid lives quietly with his family again, a living reminder that truth can sleep for decades before awakening. A man who was once a name on a crash list is now living proof that destiny writes in strange, unpredictable lines. In the end, this story leaves us with a haunting thought. We often fear death, but for Sajid Dungar, Being dead to the world was far harder than dying itself.